The garage is lots of things. It's primarily a music venue and an art gallery, but it's also a place for potluck play readings and listening parties and workshops, and all sorts of things happen here. But it's an art space. We started this 11 years ago in the hopes of having a space that was a standalone structure that anyone could feel welcome to be a part of. And it's an overused word now, but it really did start organically. I mean, we had no idea what we were doing, basically. So we had an intern, we had a fellow at Christ Church who was a visual arts major at UVA, and she wanted to start a community space that was connected and supported by the church, but a place where anyone could really feel a part of. And so she was brainstorming with the priest here, Paul Walker, and they wanted a space that was close enough to the church but not a part of the actual sanctuary, so that anyone could just stop by. They're walking by the garage while having this conversation, and the organist who used to park here in the garage, she's pulling out, and while they're saying, you know, if only we could find a standalone structure that was in a public area where anyone could feel welcome to be a part of, and we could host lots of different things, and it was not too big, not too small, and it was just this eureka moment where we see this space and it's empty, and 2 days later we rented a power washer and put in wood floors, and suddenly it was the garage. It wasn't just a garage, it was the garage. There was this band from Michigan called Ben and Bruno. I don't know if they're still around, but we were fans, and we found out that they were touring. They wanted to play Charlottesville, but they hadn't figured out a venue. And we said, oh, you guys should play the garage. It's the new cool thing. And they agreed to it, and so we were thrilled. And maybe 50 people were across the street on the hillside watching this first show, and it was magical. And it started from there. I mean, they had friends from New York who came down and they played a show, and then we got our artist friends involved, and they were doing month-long exhibits. And now 11 years later, we probably get 20 emails a week from bands all around the country that want to play here. And we've had bands like the Lumineers and Car Seat Headrest, and bands that are on their way up when, before they're famous, they're looking just for any spot to play with an attentive audience, and they'll play the garage. With the garage, there's this element of surprise that makes each show really special. I mean, you can't control the weather. We're an outside venue, and so if it rains, it's a problem. But on a nice night, there's just nothing more magical. You've got the chimney swifts flying above, you've got the sun setting behind McGuffey Art Center, and you've got cars driving between the audience and the band. And you have all these people who would just be walking downtown, maybe to get a drink with friends or something, and they hear this great string band from New Orleans or this incredible vocalist from Brooklyn, and it stops them in their tracks. And when you hear good music, especially when you're not expecting to, it just catches you off guard.